All right, I'd like to go ahead and call this regular city council meeting to order on Monday, March 19th, 2026 at 6 p.m. If we could rise for the pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge the allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Holly, will you call the roll, please?
Ludwig.
Here.
Haynes. Jenkins.
Here.
Van Osberg. Grimes.
Here.
Gilroy.
Here.
Hanson.
Yes.
We also had notification from Councilman Haynes and Councilman Van Osberg that they would not be able to be here this evening. I'm looking for a motion to excuse their absence.
So moved.
Do I have support?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. I'm looking for approval of this evening's agenda unless there are changes that need to be noted.
Move to approve.
Thank you. Support?
Second.
All right, thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Just as an aside, if we had one more person gone, we couldn't meet, is that right?
No, we have four. We have four, but then everything has to be unanimous and nobody can vote no.
Okay.
But if you vote no, so let's never get to that point. Thank you, Terry. Alrighty, now we have an opportunity for audience participation with a maximum of 5 minutes per presentation. Would anybody like to come forward? Please come forward, state your name for us.
Caroline Canarelli.
Hi Caroline, how are you? We haven't seen you in a while.
I know. Can't come out with our golf carts anymore.
Why not?
Okay, this is a concern about the lights that go through town. And you notice that you're doing away with the amber lights and you're putting in the white lights.
Okay.
Why?
I'll go ahead and respond to that. We usually don't respond during public comment, but those are DTE lights, and those lights, those ballasts, are all getting changed so that they can be uniform, and it's a DTE issue, so I appreciate your...
I've had so many people tell me, friends and relatives that come in town, how nice it is with the amber lights.
I know.
The ambience, you know.
And those are probably reaching their life expectancy. You'll notice those are only on South Putnam, and the rest are, you know, all that new LED, and so, you know, I'm sorry.
6 of them right downtown.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's too bad.
Well, but thank you for coming out on such a sunny day, Caroline.
Mhm.
Appreciate it. Would anybody else like to come forward during public comment? Yeah, feel free, please. State your name for us.
Hi, Marie Bowen. I just came here to introduce myself. I'm opening Rendezvous, which is a run and strength studio in town. Our grand opening is April 11th, and hopefully we can schedule a ribbon cutting ceremony.
Yes.
And see you guys all there.
All right, thanks so much for coming and introducing yourself, and we're excited to have another business down in our downtown area.
Thank you. I'm excited to collaborate.
Thank you. Anyone else at this time? All right, moving forward, we've got our council meeting minutes of February 23rd, 2026. I'm looking for approval unless there are changes that need to be noted.
Move to approve.
Do I have support?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Terry, you had an opportunity to review accounts payable. Can you tell us where the money went?
Where did all that money go? Okay, so, an interesting thing I said last time that was not quite correct. I said that streetlights are 50% of our electric bill. That's not quite the case. It's 50% of what you might call the municipal electric bill. So the municipal electric bill includes all of our DPW buildings, this building right here, police station, some of the lift stations and other things like that, but that's only about half. Because the other half, which I saw this time, is the wastewater treatment plant and the water treatment plant, which are big electric loads. So streetlights are actually only about 1/4 of our total electric bill. And one of the reasons why we've got the white ones coming in, they're less expensive.
For
So
what?
they're less expensive to run.
They're less expensive?
Yeah, yeah, so so that's my interesting thing
Well,
in
thank
this
you, Terry. Appreciate it.
time around. And as usual, this just gobsmacks me. The ad valorem things that we pay to other government units were again 80% of the amount of money that we spent in our budget.
Yep.
So with that,
All right.
I will make a motion to approve checks 78,908 to 78,928 and ACH 2099 to 2133 for a grand total of $864,428.25.
Thank you very much, Terry. Does anybody have any questions regarding accounts payable this week? All right, I'm looking for
Oh,
support.
one other
Oh, yes.
interesting thing, if you get caught driving while intoxicated, it's gonna cost you $10,000-15,000, something like that. It's a very expensive thing. Well, I found out this time around, it's also expensive for the municipality that catches you and charges you. Yeah, so we're having to pay, Lloyd Gromley, I think it is.
Mhm.
We're having to pay them because we're prosecuting a DWI, but I think we get it back as part of the conviction. So, that's what John said. That was the.
More trivia. Thank you. All right, I'm looking for support.
Support.
Thank you. Holly, will you call the roll, please?
Rhines,
Yes.
Gilroy,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
All right, we have a very short list of action items this evening. Our first is to set budget work session dates, Monday, May 11th, or Tuesday, May 26th. We do have a memo in our packet from our city manager, John Hannafin. I'll turn it over to him.
Thank you. This is part of the annual budget process for our fiscal year. Per charter, a draft budget is required to be presented to council by the April, it's the first meeting in April. This year it's April 13th. And then part of the process is the work sessions that we have, a minimum of two. We've never gone beyond that, but there's nothing that says that we can't. And then the public hearings for the millage rates, utility rates and fees, and then the fiscal year budget. The reason we do these early, I mean, we're required by charter to have a budget adopted by the end of June. This gives us plenty of time. If there's, it's happened before throughout my career, there's changes in weather, building issues, so you can, come back later at a later date and finish the process. So pretty simple tonight. It's just the motions to set the budget work sessions for Monday, May 11th, and Tuesday, May 26th, which is the day after Memorial Day, and then to set the public hearings for the millage rates, utility rates, and fiscal year on the 26th.
All right, great. Any questions before I call for that motion? We're gonna need two motions, so I'm looking for the first motion, please.
I'd move that we set our budget work sessions as provided, May 11th and May 26th.
Thank you. Do I have support?
Support.
All right, Holly, will you call the roll, please?
Rhines,
Yes.
Gilroy,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
All right, and I'm looking for that second motion, please.
Make a motion to set the following public hearings for May 26th of this year, fiscal year 26-27 millage rates, fiscal year 26-27 utility rates and fees, fiscal year 26-27 fiscal year budget.
Thank you. Do I have support?
Support.
Thank you. Holly, will you call the roll, please?
Gilroy,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Rhines,
Yes.
All right, our last action item of this evening is easement for Innovation Parkway, and we do have a memo in our packet. I'll turn that over to our city manager, John Hannafin.
Thank you. So the goal here is to grant an easement to 101 Innovation LLC, which is the LLC that owns the currently vacant Pie Engineering building. Innovation Parkway is the driveway that services that parking lot, and if you can see on the aerial, there's a stub out that originally was intended, but based on my research, was going to go all the way to Centurion Way, which is one of the loop roads in the industrial park. What came to light is there is a purchase agreement for that building, and as part of their due diligence, it was discovered that while there was an easement, the easement was not correctly described from a kind of a meets and bounds perspective from a survey, nor was it ever registered. So when we acquired that property, this is part of that. It's actually on the property that we own, and that's just one of those interesting anomalies when you work in a town long enough. So what we're asking for is simply to allow that driveway to be included in an easement. The easement language was prepared and reviewed by Mr. Carone's office. It doesn't grant an exclusive right. It just allows the building to have access to it, and it's not a public street. We're not required to maintain it. And it certainly, it meets the end goal of when we acquired that property. If it can facilitate the sale of that property to a new entity and have it be occupied by some sort of business, that's a good thing. So I'm happy to try and answer any questions you may have. I mean, I was researching the archives, and there was a recommendation for that road to go all the way through, but somehow that got abandoned somewhere along the lines about, like I said, about 20 years ago.
All right. Any questions? Yes, Dan?
With this easement, you said it doesn't grant them exclusive rights. Let's say, we've just reacquired a lot of this property. If in the future we wanted that to go the whole way through with this easement, that would still be feasible.
Correct, absolutely.
Anyone else? Any questions? No? All right, great question, thank you.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, there's no obligation for the city to maintain it, because it is a private
Private drive.
drive, effectively. Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm looking for someone to make the motion then.
Where is that motion?
It's gonna be down on the bottom of the first page.
Make a motion to grant the attached easement to 101 Innovation LLC, a Michigan limited liability company whose address is 2375 Woodlake Drive, Suite 380, Okemos, Michigan 48864.
Thank you so much. Do I have support?
Support.
Thank you. If there's no other questions, Holly, will you call the roll, please?
Ludwig,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Jenkins,
Yes.
Rhines,
Yes.
Gilroy.
Yes. All right, that concludes our action items for this evening. Moving down along our agenda, we have our discussion items, which is our main 4 safety improvements. Do we have any?
Nothing to
updates?
update this time, haven't heard back yet from the state, but that was to be expected.
All right. Continuing along our agenda, correspondence received, we do not have anything, so we'll move right into department head reports. And I'll go back to our city manager, John Hannafin, for his.
Just a couple of brief things. Last Friday, the mayor and the chief of police, we were invited to a business leadership luncheon, which I thought was excellent and well attended. We had some folks here in the audience that were there. I thought it was a really good discussion and a dialogue about, bringing the business community together and talk through common issues and strategize on how to make Williamston an even better place. So I thought that was a really good first step. So that was good. About a year ago, we adopted, we put these resolutions in front of you seeking grant funds, and I always put the qualifier that it's usually difficult for us in particular because we're a non-entitlement community. That means that we're doing really well, but I'm happy to announce that we did receive a $250,000 grant to help pave Industrial Park Drive and Progress Court. So that's part of the TED FB project. No idea what that acronym, I could make up what it means, but you could look it up if you really needed to know. So that is 2026 fiscal year project for the state. So we're gonna be required to have that, as they call it, obligated before the end of the state's fiscal year, which is the last day in September of this year. But based on that, we had planned to do those projects as part of they are in the TIFA district, and so it's TIFA funds that are paying for it. We'll still have plenty of funds to do that if we do in fact actually have to build it this summer. We've got a meeting with MDOT representative next week to talk about that. Whether we just have to have it obligated, which means bid it out in their current fiscal year, and then for us do it next May, if possible, we may do that. One thing that will allow us to do, we'll get a really great economy of scale for paving, because as you know, the plan, and it's been presented in the visioning session to do Mill and Railroad streets, and we can bundle this project together, so we'll really save a lot on mobilization. So, so beyond the grant funds, and it's great, it's will really help queue up a lot of good things. So,
Excellent.
so it was a good way to end the week last week.
Yeah, that's great. That's great news.
Sort of a related thing, remember that 300,000 from Senator something was gonna do, it was Lloyd Street and Williams Street. And it was kind of pending. Did we ever get that money in?
It's $3 million.
3 million, it was what the total grant
And
was.
so we're
Three
awarded
sections.
that. We haven't received an allocation from that, but we expect to receive that.
Okay.
That was one of the things, John covered that in our visioning, I think, where we have to fill out some more paperwork. And then, once that's, hopefully the first tranche will come.
We'll keep shaking that limb on that money tree at the state of Michigan to get our money.
Well, and on that front, I mean, the congressional earmarks, which is the nicest
That's
way,
what it was.
there's a more derogatory term for those historically.
Slotkin or somebody?
Yeah, it was.
Well,
Senator-
no,
No. It was Senator
for the
Slotkin
program,
that put us forward
there's a
for
traditionally
it.
more derogatory term for pork barrel projects, what they were called in the past.
I just
but-
said Slotkin. that's
But
all I
anyway,
said. Don't turn this into me.
No, my point is,
Bring it back around, people.
there's congressional earmarks again, there's Senate earmarks again, so those are all due right in this month, and so we've submitted every year that I've been here for those, for wastewater plant improvements, and we'll do that again this
Yep.
year, and, we'll cross our fingers, it's a challenge, it's difficult, but we were successful once, which sometimes helps, sometimes doesn't, so, but we'll keep at it.
See the pants, how long have we been waiting for that? Is it a year? Is it a year and a half?
It's roughly a year and a half.
Yeah,
Okay, good, all right, just come on.
All
That's
right.
all I have.
All right, thank you. Chief, thank you for your memo in here. Would you like to expound upon it?
The only thing to highlight is we did, if you recall, we had the LEAN, the Law Enforcement Identification Network, audit that we came through to flying colors, thanks to Officer Smith and Vonnie, did a great job. But we also, last month, had our MCOLS, the Michigan Commission on Law Enforcement Standards assessment, which assessed 3 areas of the department: our training program, policy, and employee history records, and they know we had full compliance with no issues. So those are the 2 big audits by the state, if you will, and we did great. And we provided escort for the Williamston High School wrestling team members that went to states last week. That's all I have.
And you guys do so many great things, and I just have to compliment you with Officer Pelong
Yeah.
helping one of our military service persons coming home. If you didn't see it on Facebook and see the video, you absolutely should, but Officer Pelong executed a traffic stop on this military service person's family in front. They had no idea that the military service person was in the car with Officer Pelong, and so he got to surprise his family that he was back from deployment.
Yep.
And I think he had been a year in
Korea.
a year in Korea. So just wonderful. So
It was great.
you do a lot of great things, but it's these other little things that make it just so special.
That had the most Facebook stats, most Facebook likes, loves, comments of any Facebook post we've ever had.
Excellent. Keep
So,
it up. Keep it up.
Watch it when you're done and grab a tissue.
So just so you know, you can ask the police department to do special things. They will. They'll come up with something very clever, and let's see if we can beat that Facebook, post.
Roger
But
that.
thank you, and please extend thank you to Officer Belong.
I will.
Alrighty. In our yes. Go ahead.
I had a question for Chief. As it relates to the MCOLS audit, is that a pass-fail, or is that rated on a percentage basis as to how well you comply?
The lean audit is pass-fail. The second one, the MCOLS, is an assessment, which isn't necessarily pass-fail, but you do have to, as they describe it to us, you do have to comply with these 3 areas. If you don't comply, then they will assist you in compliance. But the lean is definitely pass-fail, if that makes sense.
This is the answer to the question, how do you know you live in a small town? The police stop your relatives to let you know you've come back from deployment.
You're right, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well done.
All right. Our last is our building department report, which is our Livingston County Building and Safety Engineering. They are who issue all of the permits for new construction, renovation, residential, commercial. So if you do have any questions regarding what's happening and going on in our wonderful city of Williamston, please reach out to John, and he will contact Livingston County and get those answered for you. Moving along our agenda, we've got our committee, subcommittee reports. Did anyone have a committee meeting that they attended that they'd like to share this evening?
I have one coming up this week, it's a NISA meeting,
Excellent.
and there's the floating public member, what is it called, the open member?
Member at large.
Member at large.
Member at large.
Election is coming up sometime, and I'm gonna ask that they add an agenda item where we discuss the process of electing that open member. So, if you know somebody, Dan, who might be interested in that job, please get a hold of me or let me know about it, and I'm trying to keep you guys up to speed on how that process is going, okay?
Great, thank you. All right, anyone else? All right, moving along our agenda, we have another opportunity for audience participation with a maximum of 5 minutes per presentation. Was that the timer that we're done with the meeting? All right, would anybody like to come forward at this time for our last audience participation? All right, council member comments, I'll start down at this end with Tim.
What I'd like to say is, it's really nice to see all the improvements consistently happening where people are improving their properties and, it's really making Williamston nicer and nicer and nicer.
Yeah, that's good to see, yeah. Jerry?
New business owner, where do you live? Here in Williamston?
Yep, I live in Williamston on Shaftsburg between Hazlet and Bellow.
Cool. We're very glad to have you here.
I'm
Okay.
very excited. Thank you for inviting me to this meeting.
All right.
Steve?
Sort of echoing that comment, it is good to see downtown storefronts being occupied. So the two of the main ones that have been vacant for a while, it's good to see that they are going to be occupied now.
Absolutely, yeah.
No comments this
All right. Well, as you can see, we went through daylight savings time on Sunday, so it is staying lighter longer out there, and that means that we're just gonna have a lot more activities that are happening in our wonderful town of Williamston, which if you'll notice, I brought in my lucky shamrock hat with pot of gold. I've got on my earrings and my shirt because this Friday, one of our first events for this year is going to be our Shamrock Shuffle through town. We have a 10-stop pub crawl that starts at 5 p.m., continues on with gathering at Zinda's for the End of the Rainbow Pot of Gold party. We'll have a DJ, a photo booth like we did after the Ugly Sweater Crawl during our light parade weekend. We're really excited that we've got 10 participating restaurants, including Brookshire and also the Eagles. So you can find more information on our Williamston events Facebook page. But again, it starts at 5 o'clock. You can go to all or a few of the participating restaurants. Show up at Zinda's at the end of the evening. We're gonna have some fun giveaways. We're gonna have some drawings, and then we're also going to vote for the best restaurant experience out of the 10. So it's definitely something not to be missed as we, kick off springtime. And we've got a lot of other great events coming forward that we're working on. And we'll share those as they continue to get closer, but just excited that it's light out again. We did not beat my record time of shortest council meeting by about 5 minutes. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and say just enjoy this beautiful sunshine before the weather's turn, second winter, third winter, fake spring, whatever you wanna call it. Get out there and enjoy the sunshine. Stop at Twister, stop at Candy Cafe, get your ice cream because it's warm outside. And with that, I will go ahead and call to adjourn at 6:22.
Quick. Good job.
18 minutes.